Welcome back, everyone. Today's episode is The Quiet Flame, and we're going to talk about how to preserve your inner light. So, this episode centers on one of the most radical acts available to an artist today: choosing to keep your inner light alive. We live in a world right now that's fractured by division and saturated with noise and shadowed by political unrest, and the daily weight of it all creates an uncertainty. We're all concerned about wars, ecological grief, social injustice, and economic instability. All of this can feel just endlessly relentless. For artists and creatives who are more prone to being attuned to the emotional climate around them, this weight can become really overwhelming. The quiet flame we're going to talk about in this episode represents a subtle yet enduring essence of hope, purpose, selfhood that remains alive even when we're in dark times. Through reflection and boundary setting, rituals, grounding practices, and creative expression, this episode is going to teach us how to protect, nurture, and honor that inner glow so it can continue to guide both you in your personal healing and collectively provide inspiration. So let's try to understand the quiet flame and what this is. So to start, the quiet flame, your inner light, is not loud or demanding. It doesn't roar, it just endures. So this flame symbolizes inner truth, hope, like that stubborn, living kind of hope, creative spark and artistic vision, identity and selfhood, spirit and soul, and the purpose beyond survival. So why does the quiet flame matter right now? Well, we're living through a period of profound collective stress, and just the erosion of spaces for nuanced thought have created conditions that are genuinely hostile to that inner light. For artists, this is both a wound and a calling. In these times of overwhelm and stress and grief and uncertainty, it's often the quietest parts of ourselves that keep us moving. It's our reason to keep making, that small, stubborn sense of meaning, a belief that beauty still matters, and a commitment to bear witness even when it's hard. Protecting your inner light is not a luxury. It's an act of self-respect, of survival, and of service towards yourself and humanity. In every era of great darkness, artists always choose to show up. They make work in the ruins. They sang on the streets. They protested. They wrote in the margins. They painted on broken walls. They didn't wait for the world to get better before they created. They created so the world could get better. This is the lineage that you carry as an artist. Whether you paint, write, sculpt, perform, photograph, or even dance, you're part of an unbroken thread of artists, of humans who choose light. Your presence as an artist in dark times is not passive, it's powerful. You offer language for what can't be easily spoken. You provide images for what can't be seen, and you create community for those who feel alone. Beauty becomes an act of resistance, and hope becomes an embodied practice. Remember, you don't need to be healed in order to be healing to others. Just like you don't need certainty in order to offer hope. You only need to keep your flame alive. So let's talk about light in the darkness, because I know that there are many artists who are participating in this program right now and watching these episodes that are in a dark place. And darkness does not mean failure. It's simply a context, and context is where artists actually thrive. So even a small flame, it breaks the dark, it offers direction, it creates warmth, and it signals that life is present. So if you're going into a dark place for your artwork right now, if that's what your soul needs, that's totally okay, because as you're creating, even if it's dark, that flame is still thriving. Your inner light doesn't need to be constant in order to be valid. It doesn't need to be brilliant in order to be meaningful. It just needs to exist. So let's consider a little bit what dims our flame. So inner threats can be one of the things that can make it harder for us to access our flame. So chronic self-criticism and the need for perfectionism, or comparing your journey to other people, imposter syndrome, and creative doubt. These are all things that can dim our flame. Neglecting your emotional needs, or burnout from over giving without taking the time to replenish yourself. And of course, hopelessness, the belief that nothing matters or changes. So these are all threats that can dim our flame. There's also external threats, especially in our world right now, like the relentless cycle of alarming news and social media environments that are designed to trigger outrage, political rhetoric that dehumanizes and divides, or community conflict and the erosion of shared truth. So these can all create these threats that dim our flame. But we need to recognize that these influences are there, and awareness is where protection begins. So what you can do is actually identify and name the thing that's making you feel hopeless or feeling like your inner flame is being diminished, and name that thing, or name those things if it's many, that are stacking up, that's making it harder for you to access your inner flame. When you're absorbing all that collective grief and anger and fear, you may notice that you have difficulty accessing your creative flow, or you might feel an emotional numbness or a sense of guilt for making art when the world feels like it's on fire. So how do we deal with all this hopelessness, and how do we tackle it? So of all of the threats to our inner light, hopelessness is probably the most corrosive, and it doesn't arrive loudly. It's more quiet and disguised as realism or pragmatism or exhaustion. We need to recognize what that voice of hopelessness sounds like. So it'll tell us that nothing I do makes a difference, or the world is just too broken, or art is irrelevant right now, or my voice doesn't matter. And these are all lies. Not because the world isn't in trouble, but because art has always mattered most when the world is in trouble. And history is very clear on this. Hope is not optimism. Hope is a choice to act as if the future is still open, as though possibilities still exist, because they do. So how can we protect our inner flame when we're feeling overwhelmed like this? It doesn't mean that we should be isolating ourselves from life or numbing ourselves to the world. It means we need to choose consciously where our energy is going to flow. So saying no when yes would feel like it would leave you feeling hollow. Allowing yourself to rest without guilt. Take the break, disconnect, go and do something else so that you can calm your mind, your soul, and find your flame and come back to yourself. Root yourself. Practice good judgment in what you're consuming and when. So it may mean that you need to limit the amount of news that you take in. I'm not saying to disconnect completely from it, because we care about what's going on in the world and we want to know what's happening. But we can't sit there and doom scroll and watch endless hours of negativity and not feel the burden and the weight on ourselves and feel ourselves slipping into that pit. You need to give yourself permission to turn away from the news cycle and return to the work. I want you to think of this more as protection as opposed to disengagement. It's the act of keeping yourself capable of engagement. And through all of this, you need to practice self-compassion. Don't be harsh on yourself. Be gentle. Self-compassion is not excuse making. It's the recognition that you're just a human being trying to create meaning in difficult circumstances, and that you deserve the same sense of care that you would offer to somebody else. And self-compassion allows your flame to breathe. So how can we tackle all of this? Let's say we're managing our time online, so we're not engaging as fully with all of this negativity. We're giving ourselves space to breathe. But what next? What can I do to really re-engage with my artistic practice and be able to move forward? And the answer to that is grounding ourselves. So grounding is the practice of returning to yourself when the external world is pulling you in every different direction. It's not about ignoring everything. It's about putting ourselves in a place where we feel stable enough within ourselves to keep making the work and to keep creating. So one of the grounding practices that we can try is actually place your feet on the ground. If it's nice weather where you are and you can get out and get your feet into the grass, go out bare feet into the grass or into the sand or into the water, whatever element feels right for you. And when you get there, just consciously Pay attention to the sensation of the ground on your feet or the water or the sand, and take 3 slow breaths. And name a few things that you see. Like, really pay attention to the world around you. Absorb it. Hear the wind. Feel the moisture or lack of it in the air. Or hear a bird call. And really focus in on it for a few moments and just sort of enjoy that moment of connecting to nature. This isn't about escape. It's about re-entry. It's about feeling a better connection to yourself and being mindful of what's going on around you and just absorbing the beauty of it. Another way is just staying connected with community. So keep at least one regular community touch point. So whether it's a class, a group, a peer session, a mentor, and share your work with them. Talk about how you're feeling, even when things feel fragile. And also witness what others are doing and creating and hear their voices and engage with them as well. That connectivity and that sense of community is a fantastic way to stay grounded. And try to make something small every day. This is when you're under this kind of pressure, perfection is not the point. What you want to do is just to create something. When somebody's feeling really down and hopeless, I often recommend just scribbles, really be raw, get that pencil and press hard and draw out those emotions. Or maybe you're looking for something a little lighter and just make a massive doodle on a piece of paper and then go back in and fill your doodle with all kinds of little details and elements. For me, poetry is something that I tend to go to when I'm just blocked for being able to do physical art. We have an exceptional benefit right now that we can take our spoken word, our written word, and we can change that into music. Hop onto Suno or a similar type platform and convert your pain, your anguish, your hopelessness into a different outlet of creativity. Create a song, create some spoken word. There's a lot of different avenues that we can use to express ourselves, but see what feels right for you in the moment. But do something, create something. Whether it's just picking up a coloring book and coloring like a child. There's nothing wrong with that. It gets us mindful and creative. It gets us using those colors and expressing ourselves. So beyond just being grounded, what we also want is to create a sacred space for ourselves. Create a place, a space for you where your inner flame has an opportunity to replenish itself, where you can signal to your nervous system that this space belongs to your inner flame. This space belongs to your ability to quiet the mind and to restore yourself. So before we go to our meditation, I just want to ask you to reflect on a few things. Think about when you feel most connected to your inner light and what conditions make that possible. I want you to consider your boundaries. Consider what is causing you to feel drained and dimming your flame, and what things are causing you to feel sustained. And manage your time better and create better boundaries for those things that are creating a stress on your life. Focus more on the ones that make you feel full. That's where your hope is going to grow. So thank you for showing up today. I'm grateful for you being here, and let's move on to our meditation. For today's meditation, we'll be doing the quiet flame. Find a comfortable position, whether it's seated or lying down, however your body feels most at ease right now. Let your hands rest somewhere natural, in your lap, open on your knees, or gently folded, wherever they feel easy. If closing your eyes feels comfortable, let them close. If you prefer to keep them open, then use a soft and low gaze, and that's welcome too. Take one slow breath in through your nose and release it gently through your mouth. Feel the surface beneath you, solid, steady. It's holding you completely without effort on your part. You don't have to hold yourself up right now. Let yourself be held. You are safe here. You are welcome here. Whatever you've carried in today, all of it is allowed. You don't have to leave any part of yourself outside. I want you to imagine yourself in a quiet place, somewhere indoors, wherever feels safe. It's evening, or perhaps early night, and the air is still. In front of you, there is a small flame, a candle, or perhaps a lantern, whatever comes naturally. It's close to you, near enough to feel its warmth on your face. Look at it. It's not dramatic. It's not blazing. It's small and steady and real. A quiet flame doing what flames do. Simply burning. Simply being. Now notice outside. There's a wind picking up. You can hear it. Maybe even feel it slightly. The world doing its restless, uncertain, difficult thing. The kind of wind that will blow for a long time. And the flame, notice what the flame does. It bends, it flickers, it moves with the wind rather than against it, and it holds. It doesn't go out. This is what I want you to understand about your own inner light. It's not brittle. It's not demanding. It doesn't need perfect conditions to exist. It only needs to be tended. And you're here, tending it, right now. Look more closely at the flame. Notice its color, the warm center, the cooler edge. Notice how it gives light without diminishing. How the darkness around it is not a threat to it. It's simply the context in which the light can be seen. Now imagine placing your hands around the lantern or the candle, not touching the flame, but cupping the air around it, sheltering it gently. Feel the warmth against your palms. This is something your hands already know how to do. Protect what matters. Hold what is fragile without crushing it. Create shelter without extinguishing the very thing you are protecting. You've been doing this your whole life. Through seasons that have been harder than this one, and seasons that will be harder still. You've been carrying this flame through all of it. Now I want you to look at the light the flame casts around it. See how far it reaches. Farther than you might expect from something so small. See how the darkness immediately around it is warm, not cold. How there's enough light right here for what is needed. Your light works the same way. It doesn't need to illuminate everything. It only needs to illuminate enough. Enough for the next step. Enough for the person standing closest to you. Enough to make something real. And hope. Hope is not somewhere ahead of you waiting. Hope is this. This small, steady flame. This act of staying present, staying warm, continuing to burn in a world that sometimes forgets that smaller lights matter. They matter. You matter. This light is needed. Rest here for a moment. Feel the warmth. Feel your hands still cupped gently around what you are protecting. Feel the steadiness of the flame and the steadiness inside you that has kept it alive. As we begin to return, I want to offer a few words. Receive them gently. You don't have to agree with them or accept them right now. Just let them settle in quietly, the way warmth settles into a cold room. I carry a light that does not require permission to exist. My flame has survived every difficult season so far, and it's still here. I don't need to be healed to be a source of warmth for others. Protecting my inner light is not selfishness. It's how I remain capable of giving. Hope is not what I am waiting for. Hope is what I am practicing right now, in the act of staying present. The world needs artists who carry the light. I am one of them, and I am enough. Take one final slow breath in, drawing warmth all the way down into your center. And release it slowly, gently, all the way out. When you're ready, begin to return. Let your fingers move first and then your toes, and let your eyes open slowly in their own time. Carry something from this place with you. The warmth of the flame, the steadiness in your chest, the quiet knowledge that what you carry has not gone out, and it won't. Thank you for being here, for tending your flame, and for continuing to make light in a world that needs it. Today's featured artist is Jacque, a Chicago-based creator and world builder whose art lives at the intersection of imagination and technology. From a young age, Jacque has explored nearly every visual medium, drawing, photography, digital art, constantly experimenting and refining her craft. Now, she blends those traditional foundations with emerging technologies, especially AI, to push the boundaries of creative expression. Through her work with AI-based imagery, video, and sound, Jacque transforms technology into a tool for emotional exploration. Each piece becomes a journey, a process of transmuting the shadow self into light, and revealing how art and innovation together can illuminate the human experience. We're honored to feature Jacque today as she shares her art and her story, an inspiring reminder of how creativity continues to evolve and how self-expression can be both deeply human and beautifully futuristic.
Protect the inner flame. Choose hope, finding ways to create. Make the light that can be seen, even in the darkest of times, with the knowledge that we are each other's sparks and flames. Continue to express and own your space, inviting others to join in on your healing journey and help propel their own healings as well. Since healing is not linear, it's more of how we can create and craft the beauty of our own light, expressing the inner concepts that live within our souls and creating in this space here and now, adjusting the light and making it shine for others within their healing journeys too. We are motes of inspiration, and we are lights, all energetically. connected. To the nature we sing, finding lights unseen, letting the strings of fate shine, connecting us all through space and time. Energy knows no bounds, nor ties that bind, just vibrational light and sound, sharing this invisible thread that resides within, connecting us all. The path that we have taken makes us who we are and shows that even through everything, we are resilient. We see things that capture our attention and draw us in, even if it's just for a moment. We are there, present and attuned to the divine within us. We are water, we are light, we are spark, and we are fire. We are resilient. Telling a story of our season's growth, that even in the darkness, we continue to journey forward, moving with the flow, nourishing ourselves and standing in our power, beckoning to return to the divine. We are connected and continue to become a network of durable love, rising above it all, breathing in the strength around us, trusting the endurance so that we can take care of and know that we have the ability to deal with whatever lies ahead, and that we will continue to be resilient. Some sage wisdom I would love to pass on. Remember to play and try new techniques with your work. Look back at the past with kinder eyes, since we all grow and change. Some of those pieces you may even want to revisit and reimagine now, or even use them in other parts of your current creative journey. And remember, that person and those creations shaped you. And that person that's looking back at the mirror, they shaped that person. That one that's standing in your shoes. Those pieces and what you've done help propel you to your best self.
I'm in Wide Worlds, and our newest activity is available, The Quiet Flame, Protecting Inner Light. So this week's activity is going to be a little bit different. You'll notice as soon as you come in, we only have the one style, and this week's style is called Fiery Flourish. So this is a Mad Libs style of prompt, and what that means is that you have a number of fields here where you're just going to fill in the portions of your prompt, and it's going to complete the entire prompt for you. So we'll start off with filling in the first one. So it's here we're going to put in what our subject is or who. We're doing the who, what, where, when, why, how kind of thing. So I'm going to put in solitary elder. And then I can put in some detail. So this detail might be, for example, if you want some style elements, or there's something else, for example, if you wanted butterflies or bees or something to be part of the image. And you can write quite a bit in these boxes, so you're not limited to just writing one or two words. You can write a little bit more. So I'm going to do with gold leaf in mind. Then we're going to go on to our setting. So what's our environment? And I'm going to do a fog-covered mangrove at dusk. Actually, the at dusk I can put in the next one. When at dusk. And then I'm going to add my emotion. So this is part of our why. So what I'm going to do is grief softening into peace. Now the rest of all the prompt components are built into the back end, so I can just go ahead and create with this. So while I like the image that came back, it's not quite what I had in mind, so I'm going to start over and try a different approach. So I'm going to do a wizard with a long beard and intricate robes with, and then for visual detail, I'm going to do a long, curved, and gnarled wooden staff. And we're going to set them in, we're going to do a magical and haunted forest. And at night, with northern lights in the sky, carrying the feeling of curiosity and mysticism. So let's give that a try. So I think this came out pretty good. He's extremely magical. We've got our northern lights. My woods are not so dark and ominous, but I think they're still pretty good. His staff could be a little bit better, but I'm still pleased with the overall effect. Maybe I want to get away from that particular wording and modify the staff so I can get a different result. But we can try a few other things as well. So the style is pretty strong and dominant. So this prompt is really going to be about what you set as your subject and really focusing in on trying to capture that sort of fiery element, the inner light, the bioluminescent quality to this style. So I'm going to try one more. I'll do a large poppy with a tiny bee circling around it on the edge of a marsh in the morning light with some mist and carrying the feeling of possibility and loneliness. And we'll see what the landscape looks like. So I think this image is really gorgeous, very vibrant. Sort of have that light that's coming up that gives us a bit of that morning. We still have some of the stars in the partially dark sky. I'm guessing the green here and some of the color here, this is our mist. But overall, our solitary poppy and our little bee turned out really nicely, and I'm quite pleased with the results. So play around and experiment. It's just a single style this week for this one because it's a different way of going about the prompting. But you can always go back into the create anything to create in any of the other styles that we've had, and all of the most recent styles have also been released. So let's take a look at some of the Midjourney styles that I've collected for this week that really capture fire and the inner light. And while you're looking through those, I just want to close off with a reflection. So we began this journey this season by noticing. We learned about our roots and how to rise and remember and reclaim. And now we're talking about protection. In a world that can feel hostile to that inner light, that rewards reaction over reflection, noise over nuance, despair over hope, the act of protecting your flame is quietly radical. Artists have always been this, quiet radicals, keepers of what matters, voices of what cannot yet be said. Remember that you're not separate from the healing this moment needs. You are the healing taking form. The quiet flame doesn't ask to be proven, it asks to be honored. Carry it gently, Shield it wisely. Let it warm you and those you encounter. And when you doubt, remember the world has always needed its artists most in the dark. That means it needs you. Now, as you are, flame and all. Thanks for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed this episode. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe and the notification bell so you're kept up to date with new releases. If you'd like to support art therapy and keep this content free, I'd greatly appreciate it. You can do that by joining me on Patreon, which will be linked in the comments below. Patreon members get access to additional resources, guides, ebooks, prompts, and even the opportunity to work with me one-on-one. Don't forget, we'll also have a free live session on Hey Peers every Friday. I'll put the link for that below as well. And you can join us there to talk about AI prompting or your traditional art, share your art, talk about how this journey is for you, and share your experience of healing through art. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.